Hello there, and welcome to It's All Geek to Me, the pop culture chat show where geeks chat to other geeks about geek-related items, and then they invite geeks to leave comments that other geeks can read, and then they pass them on to other geeks. It's all geek-related. Welcome, I'm Chris Lumb, and if you're a regular viewer, you might notice that it's usually a different geek introducing the show. We're a couple of geeks down tonight. How many times can I say geek in one night? I don't know. But Rich and Nath, the regular geeks, aren't here this week. But don't worry, I've sorted it out. It's not just me all night, you'll be pleased to know. Basically, the other geeks have... one of them's got flu. There he is. That's Nath. He's got a bit of flu tonight. And the other geeks... doing his panto, I believe. So they're not here this evening, unfortunately, Rich and Nath. But never fear, because I've pulled out the ultimate geek card for you this evening. I've got a geek who's coming on, who's been on the show before. Good friend of mine. Let's bring her out. It's Natalie Smeaton.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you? I think I said geek too many times.
No, I don't think you can ever say geek enough, frankly.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe
it worked.
I could have said it more. Let me put my banners up. I'm on. Oh, there we go. Comment on the show if you're joining us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch this evening. Leave your comments and we'll have a chat with you because we've got no else to do. How's your week been, Nat? What have you been up to?
Do you know what? It's been busy week, busy weekend, and the snow. Oh! So excited about the snow. Still got a bit out there. Very nice.
I mean, we're both Leeds based and it is snowing here. I don't know what it's like everywhere else, but I had to cancel my gig on Sunday night because of snow.
No.
Well, I mean, they cancelled it. I don't have that kind of power. I didn't go, I will cancel this gig. They'll be like, who the fuck are you? You're not cancelling our gig. I'll be like, all right, I'll turn up. So yeah, apparently the motorway were blocked. Couldn't get there. Well,
it doesn't surprise me because it was mad here.
Yeah, but we had a gig, didn't we, on Saturday night, was it?
In the storm?
We braved the storm for the good people of Stockton to go there. Touch and go on it. It was, we didn't know if we're going to make it there and back, but we did it.
We thought we'd have to survive on the land in a cave. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We've not got any comments yet. People are watching. Join in with the comments if you want to say hello or whatever you're doing. Our regular viewers, thank you. So I think tonight we've got a few topics to discuss, haven't we, that we brought in with us. But we'll do a quick bit of news as always. We've got a bit of news. So the news this week, obviously, you've got Disney Plus, haven't you?
I do.
I've got somebody else's Disney Plus account that I'm signing on. How many? You can have loads. There's like a screen full of users. I'm like, they don't cap it. I did a free trial for BritBox this week, actually, and it stopped me viewing it on multiple things.
Rude.
So I cancelled it. I'm going to cancel it straight away. Here he is, Big T Moore.
Hey, Big T, how are you doing?
Good. I'll fill it in for him. Good. He'll reply in a minute. We've got Amanda here as well from Stockton on Cheese. Thanks for the show. Friday, was it Friday?
Hi,
it was Friday. It wasn't Saturday. You're right.
It was Amanda. Friday. Yeah.
Yes, it was. It wasn't. We're wrong. We didn't do a gig on Saturday. We're liars. It was Friday.
Completely lied to everyone.
Thanks for joining us. So a bit of news. Disney Plus. Hawkeye dropped this week. So 2 episodes. Have you watched any of it yet?
I haven't had the chance because I've been super busy, but it's on my to watch list. Like, what did you think? I've
watched the first episode. I've only watched one so far. I'm going to watch it, but we'll save it for Rich and Nath when they come back for this because they'll want to discuss it. But I was very impressed with the first episode so far. It's very good. Yeah. So get it checked out, and it's Christmas themed, and you know me, Nat.
You love a bit of Christmas, don't you? Oh, if somebody cut you, you'd bleed tinsel.
I'd die. If you cut me in half, I'd die.
I'd die.
Where's my thing? Here you go.
Oh, cat's off. She's off. Oh, look at that. There he is. Look.
Christmas vacation. All these cameras there we go.
I can see him just about.
Yes, I will. Yeah. Christmas is great.
Is that your favourite Christmas movie?
I think it could be. It's a bit, we'll come with that another time, but yeah, it's good, yeah. Yes, correct. I'm good. Lovely.
Excellent.
Nice one.
I'm glad
what else we got in the news? So Spider-Man dropped another poster. They've done about 50 billion. They drop a new poster every day for this bloody film. It's like, all right, we know it's coming out. And all of them look pretty similar, whoever's doing Photoshop. But they have announced, apparently, there's going to be another Spider-Man trilogy.
Oh, really?
With what's it called? Who's in it?
How many times can we do another Spider-Man trilogy, though? Do you know what I mean?
But it's going to be him again. It's just like this one's got the Home title in it, Homecoming and all that in it, and Far From Home and Home and Away.
Home Alone.
Home Alone, Spider-Man Home Alone. That'd be great. Be better than the last one they brought out. Oh, controversial. Hang on, let me get it. I've got a picture.
Oh, there it is.
Where is it? Come on. Look at it. We don't talk about that anymore.
We do.
We'll later. But apparently, they're going to do a trilogy with it. What's his name? The British lad who's in it.
Oh my God! There's been so many Spider-Mans.
Why has his name gone blank? He's literally. Oh my God! Help us out, Big T. Big T went to see Ghostbusters Afterlife yesterday. Great stuff. Yes, loved it. Nice. All the critics hate it, but the fans love it. It's really funny. So, all the critics are going, no, it's no good because it's fan service. But all the fans are going, no, it's amazing. We loved it. Thanks. So yeah, they're good. No spoilers. Tom Holland. That's him. Bit of news that Webb would love if he were here tonight, Nath. Black Friday was on Friday, wasn't it? All the sales on. So Lego brought out, look at this beast. They brought out, he'd love this, but he's already got a small version of it. The AT-AT Walker, 699. I mean,
can you actually fit in that? If I couldn't fit in that, then I'd want my money back.
You'd want to be. But look at this. I found a picture on a Lego site. Look at this guy. He's loving this. I mean, this guy ain't got kids, has he? He's just built that for himself. He's like, get off me, AT-AT.
Everything is too clean in that house to have had kids in it. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Look at his pristine. Look at his shelves with all stuff on, and then windowsill with he's not getting Lego bricks on floor, is he?
No, he's not. No.
What a prick.
Perfect hair, dickhead.
Yeah, if you're watching Lego, send it to us. We'll show you how to make a Lego set in a pallet, with lots of pots and stuff on the side, and you know what I mean? Yeah. Just in the worst conditions ever. 700 quid, yeah. Well, 699, and you get a free Luke Skywalker lightsaber with it if you pay 699 quid. I mean, so bargain right there. What else we got?
Go on.
Bit more news. Are you a Beatles fan?
I do like the Beatles, yeah. I do.
This dropped 3-part documentary on Disney Plus. I watched it. It's that's about 8 hours worth of Beatles for you.
I've heard mixed reviews about this. Some people saying that they really liked it. A few critics have said that actually it was a little bit of a waste of time. What did you think?
I really enjoyed it because I love listening to Paul McCartney sing the same song for 8 hours. No, I'm totally joking. It was really good. It shows you they've got like 2 weeks basically to write a load of songs, and it shows you the process of it. It was quite interesting. Well, it was long, I've got to say, watching in 3 parts, but I watched it all the way through. Like I was doing stuff just with it playing. I'm like, how long is this? And I get, where you pause it and it tells you how long's left, and I literally were like, how long? But yeah.
Were they eking it out? Was it something that could have been told in an hour, and they were like, stick another 10
Yeah. It was good, and if you like the Beatles, it's worth. It's footage that people haven't seen for a while, so the Beatles fans will lap that up. Disney Beatles.
Disney Beatles. Yeah. They own everything else, Amanda. They literally own everything else.
In the comments as a watch list. Good idea. Yeah. Cool. Okay, but yeah, I think it's highly recommended. Worth a watch. I mean, if you hate the Beatles, do not watch it at all because you'll be infuriated. You're like, I could have spent 8 hours watching other stuff. I don't know.
Imagine.
Yeah. Well, that's Paul McCartney. It's John Lennon, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. Well, a bit of a controversial figure, John Lennon, but we'll let it go because I'm not talking about that tonight.
Well, you can if you want. That's what we're here for. But
it's just it's just a bit controversial, wasn't he? I think people are taking a bit more responsibility now about calling out the great artists who maybe were a bit of a dickhead, and he was definitely a bit of a dickhead.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh well. Well, I mean, it always comes up this thing, innit? Can you still listen to the music of these people who've been in a bit of trouble or a bit of controversial figure? What do you think about that?
Hey.
I mean, it's a hot topic, and that's what we're here for.
It's a hot potato.
Yeah.
I think that somebody put it really well when they were talking about, we're coming back to J.K. Rowling here, J.K. Rowling and their books, because J.K. Rowling's books, and I would to a certain extent imagine people like Michael Jackson's music and John Lennon's music have helped people through such horrible, horrible times, then I guess it's down to the individual to be able to say, well, their music can be separate from them. And, you know, J.K. Rowling is has a lot of controversy with regards to anti-trans comments, but her books helped a lot of transitioning people and non-binary people, like, as they were growing up, come to terms with their identity and help them to feel like there was a place for them. So I guess it's a question of, can you separate their art from their personality? I guess.
So basically, you can still watch the Naked Gun films, is what we're saying.
Yeah. If you want to watch those Naked Gun films, you watch them.
And every time O.J. Simpson's on, you just go, he got acquitted. He got acquitted. He got acquitted, didn't he? Anyway, he did get acquitted, so you can watch them anyway, yeah, even if you don't like me. Allegedly, we'll have to say allegedly. We should have, instead of it saying you're watching It's All Geek to Me, it should say allegedly. And just leave it there. And I'll leave that up for a bit. I could just
have a card that'll hold up.
Like a scorecard and an allegedly and a help. I'll put them, let me just put the picture up of our missing geeks again, because they'll look beautiful.
Look at him. Look at that handsome face.
I don't know what he's dressed as. These were literally the first pictures on their Facebook of them on their own, and I'm like, I'm having both of them.
Amazing.
So yeah, the Beatles documentary looks good. Peter Jackson does a great job. Yes, yeah. I mean, the cleanup job he's done on it all is good. Nathan was telling me actually earlier. I spoke to him, and he said they had to get the audio. Apparently, we're in mono, and they had to separate all the tracks with this new system and get everybody. We're like, wow, that's good. Then he'll probably bring out a 12-day cut of it, will Peter Jackson, knowing his track history. Extra footage. The dragons and stuff flying outside London. You're like, what? You're like, I decided. Yeah. Ian McKellen singing A Hard Day's Night or something. Yeah. Oh, right. So let's. So we've got a few things to look at, haven't we, tonight? What have we got? We're going to do What have we got? Top 10 worst sequels. Okay.
Ooh.
So we'll have a look at these. Feel free to leave comments if you've seen any of these films. We'll have a quick look through here, see what we've got. The first one, let's have a look. Teen Wolf 2. Let me get rid of them banners a minute so you can see it in all its glory. Jason Bateman. So you must have seen this.
It's just awful. It's almost like they took Teen Wolf, this wonderful, wonderful movie, and they then just took a shit on it, and then they put it in a box, and then they tried to flush it down the toilet.
And then sell it to people and go, oh, this is Teen Wolf 2. I mean, they've been clever with the title and the 2. Teen Wolf 2. I mean, wow.
See what they did there? Yeah.
I mean, what does it say? I can't read it. A hair-raising comedy starring Jason Bateman. I mean, it's a film we wanted to forget, didn't it?
It was a vomit-raising comedy. I don't know about hair-raising.
Worst sequels. Yeah.
Let
us know if you've seen
shocking.
them. Congrats to Webby again. Yeah, it was a big wedding do the other night. That's what happened Saturday night, or his wedding party thing. I'm sure next week we'll have some things of him singing. I'm sure there's loads of videos of him drunk singing songs. So that's good. Worst film then. So there's not really to say about this. The weird thing I always remember about this film was the makeup job on his nose always looked weird. I don't know why. On the picture there it looks fine, but it was as if they'd run out of time and gone, we've got to film now, and filmed it all in one.
And actually, when you watch the first Teen Wolf movie, it's not like you watched it and think, oh my god, these effects were so groundbreaking, and oh my god, but there was just so much heart about the first one, which is completely lacking in that one, I think.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, bit of controversy.
Hey up.
What did you like about it, Big T? Tell us in the comments. Let us know what you liked, because we're struggling with that one. We'll move on though while you tell us. Son of the Mask is up next. Have you seen this one? God.
Oh, everybody who was in it should literally be put in prison.
I mean, Alan Cummings in it. I mean, he's not crap, is he?
No, he's good.
It's not his fault.
Alan Cummings is great.
from the director of Cats and Dogs. It's not his fault. I mean, Jamie Kennedy, there's a documentary about Jamie Kennedy basically whining about this film and how bad it did and going, I don't know why it didn't like it. And he looks like a right douchebag. Because he's like trying to defend the film. But
did he even watch it back?
Maybe not. I mean, he's starring in it. It was one big chance, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, they wanted Jim Carrey back, and he rarely does sequels, does he? He did, what's he done? Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, that's it.
Can't think he's not done any other sequels, I don't think, has he?
I can't
Ventura. Ace Ventura.
Oh, I love the Ace Ventura movies, got to say.
Well, that's probably what put him off doing sequels if he did that and went, I'm not having another one. I liked it though.
And also, you would have read that it had wolves in it.
You're right, yeah. We overlooked that big T. You're right.
Not wrong there.
Teen Wolf 2 did have wolves in it, so it's not all bad.
Not wrong there.
You're right. What we got next? Here we go. Good one for you.
Go on. Oh.
You've not seen this, have you, said? Oh.
No, and you know,
lucky you.
I quite liked Mall Cop. I didn't mind it at all.
Do you know what? The first one, bit of a Die-Hard homage going on in that one. I didn't mind it either. I thought it's light-eyed. I don't mind Kevin James. I know people think he's a bit shit, but I didn't mind. Was it King of Queens that used to be in the sitcom?
Yeah.
I
don't mind him. He doesn't upset me.
But the trouble with this film is, first of all, there's no jokes in it, which isn't good. But second of all, you see the hotel in the background, right?
Yes.
Basically, the entire film is set in that hotel, and they got a deal to make the film in there. So that's why the hotel's in the film. It was like a brand new resort in Vegas. So I don't just slag things off. I research it. Why? Terrible. But yeah, hey up. Gary, hey up, Gary, all right?
How's it going, Gary?
Well, that just popped up. Oh, God. Yeah, Gary.
Gary, we're talking about worst sequel if you've just joined us.
Yeah, Gary was telling me, actually, his filmmaker is making all sorts of films out there.
Exciting, Gary.
I'm going to try and get him on the show at some point as well. We'll get you on, Gary. Have a chat.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
I'm going over Richie's authority because he's not here.
We do what we want.
Over his head. But yeah, that's Paul Blart too. Yeah. Next one. You ready for this one? Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Am I?
Wait a minute. Son of Master. Yes, it was.
Yeah. A big pile of it steaming.
We agree.
Yeah.
Are they bad enough for bad film? Oh, yes. There they are.
Especially Son of Mask. God, good Lord.
I keep forgetting to turn comments back off that before I put the next poster up. It doesn't matter. It's all right. Speed 2, Cruise Control.
Me too. Speed was so good.
I mean, Keanu obviously went, I'm not doing a sequel. And they went, why not? We'll get somebody else in. But Bullock's a big pull still, so we'll have her in it, front and centre. I mean, she's trying in this, but she says this is terrible. I think she were on, was it the Drew Barrymore show? Have you seen that? Yeah. Have you seen it online?
Yeah.
She's like super excited all the time on that show as if she's just done a line of coke every time. I shouldn't say that, actually. Allegedly. Sorry, Drew, if you're watching. But yeah, Speed 2. I remember I went to see this at cinema on a press night. And everybody came out just with the same expression on the face, like, how can they get it so wrong?
Exactly. How could you get it so? How, in the name of all that was holy, did they get this so wrong? They had an absolute cracking first film, and why would you say it on a ship? Don't say it on a ship.
I mean, yeah, it was just. The only thing I remember is William Dafoe's in it, and he was doing this thing with. Leeches, putting them on his skin to drain his blood.
It'd been poisoned because of the thing he was doing with the thing.
I mean, your film's already shit. Why are you adding like extra layers of weirdness to it? Just make the boat go over the speed and I don't bloody know.
The only jokes that they had in were the reoccurring characters from Speed 1. The guy who's Harry Soul or something.
Right. I mean, I've not seen it in a while, but I just remember it was,
Wet.
Oh, Matt's in here. You're right. Even you two. Rich and Nathan on honeymoon. Yeah. They basically got together and went on honeymoon. It was.
Don't tell Rich's dog though. It could get awkward.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. Here we go. Son of the Mask. The idea doesn't seem too bad. What bothered me is that Jamie Kennedy looks so uncomfortable in makeup, so constricted. It looked like it was just hard for him to speak. Yeah, this documentary that Jamie Kennedy did, I can't remember the name, I should have had a look. But it's so funny, you watch it and he's like trying to get over that this film is not as bad as everybody's saying. Everybody's like, nah, it's shit. And he's interviewing people on the street and they're going, if you're missing Rich and Nate, just one more reminder.
There you go.
What they look like. There you go.
There you go. You see, but that just shows you the talent of Jim Carrey, doesn't it? Like, for him to have made films like The Mask, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, in those, particularly The Grinch, because apparently that was some of the most uncomfortable makeup he'd ever dealt with, and the contact and everything he said were really, really painful. For him to have still come up with the performances he did, it just shows you how physically talented performer he is. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Big Team R, Speed was great. We don't talk about Speed. Well, it's put on. It's fine. The Grinch, yeah.
I love The Grinch.
Good. I mean, we'll do was we nearer to Christmas? We'll be
Christmas is creeping me.
Banging on about all that stuff. Well, we can't wait to discuss Christmas films on here. Because let's keep going. Jaws: The Revenge with Michael Caine. Michael Caine.
This time it's personal.
I mean, this film is, it really is garbage. I don't know what they were thinking. The fact it's come back for revenge,
Yeah. Did the other shark get on the blower? Were they texting each other? Did he come for revenge? What happened?
Did the sharks speak? No, that's dolphins, isn't it, with sonar? Boo, boo. It's like, they don't have that, do the sharks? Does anybody know in the comments? I'm a bit thick when it comes to stuff like that. I've got no idea. But they can smell blood in the water. I know that, sharks.
Yeah, like the tiniest amount of blood. You're dead.
They're like, oh, I'm starving. Swim off and eat people. But, Michael Caine famously missed his Oscar, going to pick up his Oscar for this film because they were filming it. And then when they said, did you watch the film? He went, no, but I saw the house it bought me or something.
Hey.
You think fair play? Fair play? If you pay for an house with your money for a film, why not? People do get slated.
How would Michael have said it though? Go on, do it in a
He'd have said, "Well, I saw the house that the movie paid for, so everything was great. You see the singing of the street corner choir. Not you, Michael. Save it for Christmas." He loves singing that Christmas song when it comes on.
He really likes it, doesn't he? Yeah.
I didn't want to be in that bloody movie. It's as simple as that. All right, Michael. Tell me what I'll find that picture. It's fine. Jaws: The Revenge. Yeah, avoid that one. Don't go into the water to see that one. What have we got here?
Even Jaws would have seen that one.
Yeah.
Jim
Carrey.
Go on. Read Gary's out, and I'll say.
All right. Jim Carrey was so damn expensive in all his makeups. It took 6+ hours for the Grinch makeup. Think of how good he was still. Love how he used his entire body for the role of total pro. You're right.
100%, Gary.
The only thing I didn't like about the Grinch, you remember? I think we might have talked about this before. There's a song in it that little girl sings, and I remember seeing it in cinema. And I was cringing, like, it's awful. It's like, why have you put this in? But it happens a few times in films. I think I've talked to Nathan about this on the show before. It happens in Hook as well. You know, the Spielberg thing with Robin Williams, where there's a little lass in there. It's always a little girl who, like, everything goes quiet and they start singing this song, and you're like, cringe.
Yeah, they do it every time. They do it in Limmy's.
Cut it. Yeah, it's like
get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Put it on as a deleted scene. But do you know the controversy about Muppets Christmas Carol, actually,
No.
So, they cut a song out that...
Did they?
Michael Caine goes back in time. We might as well talk about this as soon as we're talking about Michael Caine in a minute. He goes back... Sorry, you were going to say something, weren't you?
Do you want me to tell me this first?
1 minute, okay. Right, so... There's a bit where Michael Caine's looking back in time when he met his fiancée, you know, and there were a song there in the original version. They cut it out when it came out on. I think it was in the cinemas.
Yeah.
Or was it the other way around? And then they cut it, and it wasn't on the DVD release. And loads of fans went absolutely balmy about this because it's never been put back in. They were like,
I had no idea.
Yeah. But yeah. So
there you go.
There's no ending to the story. It's just.
I liked it though. I learned something new.
What were you going to say? Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, because we were talking about Jaws, and I believe it might have been Big Team or had mentioned that the shark still looks fake. I'm not sure if it was Big Team or Gary. And I was just going to say that I don't think that they've ever managed to successfully do a shark movie since the original Jaws that works, that doesn't make you just be a bit like, about the shark. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've never ever reached that level of tension. And I didn't give a shit what the shark looked like when I first saw it in Jaws, because they'd built it up so much and I was so scared that it literally could have been wearing a party hat and a clown nose and I'd have still shit my pants. Yeah. And I don't think and they've tried to do really clever things like Deep Blue Sea and Meg and The Deep, and they've never clinched it, I don't think.
I mean, the good thing in Deep Blue Sea was where it jumped up and it was Sam Jackson, wasn't it?
That made you jump a bit. But...
Yeah, you're like, what? Yeah, but you're right, though. Yeah, it seems that they can't quite do it justice. No. I've not seen the Meg with Jason Statham.
Don't ever waste your time. Don't do it. You'll never get that time back.
Yeah. We got your Martin, Great Escape 2. First one was Xmas Classic. Second one, even Christopher Reeves. Do you know, I didn't even know there was a Great Escape 2. Oh my God.
I didn't.
Wow. Christopher Reeves as well.
I have no
Well, we've got a Christopher Reeve film coming up for you in one sec. The only bad thing about the Grinch was like Danny DeVito. Was he meant to be in it, or do you want him in it? Or
Danny DeVito makes everything better, though, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He does.
And then, I mean, yeah, it's true. Danny DeVito.
True.
Yeah. You need him in your movie. If it's going to be a success, get DeVito in. They're making twins too, as well, aren't they?
Oh, I can't wait.
I mean, that's been a long time coming, but fair enough. Do it.
I can't wait.
Do it. Right, we've got another one. Evan Almighty.
Yeah.
So, have you seen this or not?
I've seen it, but it was a while ago.
I saw it once.
Want to watch it again? Yeah.
I mean, Bruce Almighty. I thought when that came out, it was great. You know, Jim Carrey mania again. Jim Carrey. They're making sequels to his films. Well, this is obviously Steve Carell was in Bruce Almighty, but just playing the kind of news guy, wasn't he? With him, he's like rival newsman. But same director as well. And
I love Steve Carell. Like he often can turn his hand to a movie and it's wonderful. And he's a very, very funny guy. But there wasn't a lot to go for this movie at all.
Yeah, I mean it's no Paul Blart too, but it's getting there. You know what I mean? I don't know what else we could say.
It's a classic thingy of trying to hide its failings behind CGI.
Thing about this as well, the most expensive film at the time made, comedy-wise, because of all the CGI in it. They spent an absolute fortune. I don't know figures and numbers.
No, I ain't got figures for you.
I'm not going to bother with that.
No.
Just take my word for it. It was expensive. All right. It was expensive. So don't worry about
it. Shocking.
Oh, wait. Meg 2 being filmed at the moment.
Oh, come on.
Oh, he's right. They are based on books. And do you know how I know this? Here's a little bit of trivia for you. I had to do a voiceover, believe it or not, for one of the books.
What?
They do these little trailers, and I got a thing through saying I want a voice trailer for this book. And I'm like, all right.
Did you do it in this type of voice?
Yeah. It was like, right. Yeah.
There you go.
Why
are they giving people money to make Meg 2?
I mean, maybe it did well. Statham, innit? Oh, there's a bloody big shark. Can't do his voice. Bloody big shark of the transporter.
It's a tiny bit like Michael Caine, but not too much.
I can't find his picture quick enough. Hang on. Where is he? Where is he? Hey, Spidey fans! No, not you, Stan. Leave it, Stan. I knew he'd be in tonight. Leave him. Here we go. We got some figures. Budget for $175 million in 2007. That's a ton of money. Oh,
that's obscene. That's why.
I mean, they could have paid Jim Carrey to make something else, basically.
Anything else.
Yeah. I'm a fan of Bruce or Evan. I don't like to view Jim Carrey films. Yeah, Jim Carrey's in the quiet taste. I think in some people really.
Yeah, he can be a bit marmite, can't he? Yeah.
He's made a few interesting ones. Right, here we go. Here's a biggie for you. Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. You seen this one?
I've seen this one because I'm a huge fan of Superman 1 and 2. I think Christopher Reeves is and always will be the best Superman ever. Mm-hmm. And I think he's wonderful. But I think that this was just being churned out.
Well,
making another one, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're right as well. And the idea, what Canon Films, who brought this out and put the money up for it, they were like notorious for making cheap movies. And what they did, they wanted to make a Superman 4 and 5, so they filmed this basically and cut the film up into two. To get enough footage for Superman 5 as well, but because this tanked, they didn't bring the other one out. It did so badly, and I think there's like deleted. Basically, the movie was twice as long, and they had an extra villain in it. If I remember this correctly, I might be wrong, but yeah, loads of stuff got cut. There looked like there's this nuclear man in it, and that's the main villain, and there were two versions of it in the original cut, and I think the footage went, we'll make a Superman 5, and then they went, oh no, we can't, because this is done. I mean, he tries his best. They filmed it at Milton Keynes this as well. Can you believe that?
Milton Keynes, imagine.
Instead of New York. Not really. Yeah.
Says all you need for the budget, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It tells you everything you need
there
to know.
There might be some fans of it. I don't know. There might be some fans in the comments. Martin, Big Team, all love this. But no, they haven't said it. I won't throw them under the bus. Right, another superhero, Batman and Robin. Wow.
Do you know, when you look at some of the people that are in this, you think those people are great. Like Uma Thurman, she's great.
Not
George
in this.
Clooney is great. Chris O'Donnell, shocking. Alicia Silverstone, shocking. Arnold Schwarzenegger, God bless him, he tried.
Yeah,
shocking.
I mean, I don't really have much to say about this one because it's just. I mean, it's to sell toys, wasn't it? This by the time they got to this one, gone were the Michael Keaton days of having a real good go at these films. This was literally like just.
And we've not brought it back to Christian Bale yet, being all like.
No, this was when they had to wait another 10 years before they could even attempt it again because it was so bad. But yeah. But I don't think we've got much more to say about.
Like some great characters in that. And completely wasted, like Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, and I think that they've successfully brought. Mr. Freeze was successfully in the Gotham series, wasn't he?
That Gotham series was great. Yeah, they did, and Poison Ivy was in it as well, wasn't she?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And they were done beautifully. So this again, like Superman 4, wasn't it? Just a clear, churn it out, not bothered.
Yeah.
Fuck it, sort of a movie. Excuse my language. Yeah.
No, you're all right. You can say what you want on here. Fuck it.
No beds.
Superman and Lewis TV show starts this week on BBC One on Saturday. It's supposed to be good. Yeah, heard it's supposed to be good.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I'm looking forward to that.
Lois. I would say Lewis. Don't know why.
Because you are wrong.
But I used to say Seeger instead of Sega as well, and they went mad with me. Did Rich and Neth.
Did they?
Yeah, they were like, I had a right laugh at that. Or like,
you say it how you want.
I will. I bloody will.
Him.
Yeah. Here we go. Die Hard 5 for your consideration. So,
Stop it.
I mean, the trouble with this was by the time he got to this one, it was like superhuman. He was jumping through windows and surviving, and when you look at that compared to the first one where he runs across glass and then he's picking out glass out of his toes and you're going I mean, it just got crazy, this series. I don't know, I always thought they should have combined this with Speed 2 Cruise Control, right? Because you could have had him on a retirement cruise and then terrorists take over. How about that for a pitch?
Sandra Bullock could have been there with some girl chums.
And then you've got crossover of franchises. And she could say, this happened to me once.
Yeah. Hey, let me give you an hand, Bruce.
Yeah.
And you'd have been like, okay, I work alone. Or whatever. He's trying to be bold. And then,
Yeah.
Why aren't we making the movies?
Should be we're going to pitch that to him because he's old enough to do it now, isn't he? He's phoning so many films in on Netflix. He's Bruce Willis. It's like, there's another one on every week. It's like, I watched the, was it, what's it called?
Red Nose?
The Charles Bronson Death Wish. The Death Wish remake with him. It's amazing. He might as well be on a phone all the way through it because that's what his performance is. He's phoning it in, goddammit. I mean, he'll never be that good. I'm so glad I've got them pictures up. Rachel watches and go mad. But yeah, Die Hard 5. Yeah, like father, like son, like hell. Yeah, Great. And then the last pick, we talked about this on the show, but I mean,
why?
And it is a sequel as well. It's not a reboot. It's got Buzz in it from the film, and he references Kevin. Sequel.
And look at his smug face.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak ill of children, but just look at his smug face.
Yeah.
If I were a burglar, I'd want to destroy that kid too.
Yeah, they should have won. They should have won in it. They should have beat the shit out of the kid. That'd have been a twist. Because he was a right little bastard in it as well. You felt sorry for burglars, but we talked about that anyway. Bruce Willis is the new Nick Cage at the moment. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Martin, you're absolutely right.
Although the difference is Nick Cage does do the odd good film in between all the crap, whereas Bruce Willis is just going like flatlining through it all. But yeah. What was the Red? Did you see that with Bruce Willis? Red 1 and 2. I think you were in them. They were good films. They were all right.
Were they all right? No, I didn't see him. I've never seen him. Just pants.
You've never seen him? What was it?
I've never seen them. But it's been a long time since I've seen Bruce Willis actually act. To be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he ever did, but I just enjoyed him.
Oh, he would back in the day. Yeah, he did Moonlighting and all that, didn't he? And Die Hard 1, 2,
I guess
3's all right.
Three's not bad. Three's not bad. After that, they get a bit silly.
I like his team up with Sam Jackson in that as well. It's Samuel L. Jackson.
I think they were trying to recreate like Lethal Weapon style bands.
Buddy cop, yeah. Lethal Weapon Christmas movie. Controversial. Say Die Hard is, but Lethal Weapon is as well. People forget.
People try to forget Mel Gibson. That's why.
Yeah, I know.
Talk about that. Yeah.
George Clooney was a great Bruce Wayne. Really had that billionaire vibe when he walked in the room. I don't know if that's sarcastic or not. That could be read. I don't know if. Yeah, maybe you mean that, Gary. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's got a good voice, hasn't he, Bruce Wayne, George Clooney.
He was very suave. He's a very suave gentleman.
I think his best film was one with Pfeiffer. I like a bit of Pfeiffer. You know that. You know I like a bit of Pfeiffer.
You love a bit of Pfeiffer, don't you? Was it
I
One
love a
Fine
bit of
Day?
Pfeiffer. One Fine Day, yeah.
Do you know what, Chris? Good. That was the very first film I ever sat through at the Odeon when on my first shift.
Wow.
The first film I ever watched was One Fine Day. Yeah.
What a magical experience.
It was a magical experience. I can still remember it because I saw it about 4 times.
You're lucky that somebody let you go watch it on your first day. Usually when people start going hour on shift, I went, right, what you need to do is tear the tickets and I'm just going to be in watching Star Wars. Bye. see them later. They'll be like, am I supposed to do 6 hours on here with no break? And you're like, yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, it's your first day. Red and good films then. Yeah, Bruce Willis actually does give a crap in them. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should give him a go.
One Fine Day. Yeah, great film.
One Fine Day.
Yeah. I want to try a George Clooney impression. Can't do one. Always, can't do it. Wasn't it? Yeah, Nipplegate film. Batman had nipples.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one good, what it? Anyway, Die Hard. Oh no, that's the same one. Wait a minute. Die Hard 5 made me so sad inside rubbish. Yeah, they'd lost it on the. They'd lost it by then. Big question before we move on to the next section. Here is a big question for you both. What is the worst movie you both have ever seen, and did you guys ever walk out of the theatre?
Oh, there's 2 that has contends with this for me. And I can't remember the name of it because it traumatized me so much. And it's a long time ago. But there was a movie that came out and it had Chris Rea in it.
Chris Rea?
Yeah. And John Cleese, was in it as a... I'm going to have to look it up. Wait a minute. And it was...
Chris Rea? Wow. We'll keep that comment up while we answer this one then. It's a good question, Gary. I'm trying to think. Well, you're looking for that.
Was it Parting Shots? I think it was Parting Shots.
I've never seen it, so I don't know. Well, and that's the worst film you've seen.
It was called Parting Shots. Yeah, it was called Parting Shots, and it was absolutely awful. It was appalling. Don't ever try to watch it.
Driving home for Christmas. No. Was that Chris Rea?
He should have just Chris. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he should have driven home for Christmas instead of being in that movie. Yeah.
So is that the worst? That's the worst. Did you walk out of it as well or not?
I did walk out of it. It was shockingly bad. Yeah.
Do you know what? I have never walked out of a film ever. No matter how bad it gets, I stay in. I'm in for the long haul. Going, I've got to see how bad it gets.
That's impressive.
I've never done it. One of the worst films I watched at the cinema on my own was, and I mean on my own, was a film called Father's Day, Robin Williams and Billy Crystal. And I was the only person in on a 5:00 showing of it. I went in, and it was the opening day. Nobody else went to see it. I was in the cinema on my own.
Was it bad?
It was pretty shit. It was awful. RoboCop 3 as well was terrible at the cinema, and I saw that on my birthday.
My other worst ever movie was The Passion of the Christ. Oh right. God, awful.
I remember when we had it at the cinema, and a guy tried to go in with his baby to watch it. Don't know why. And we went.
It was awful.
Take your baby in the cinema. He went, why not? I went, moron. He said he's not going to watch it. I'm like, what?
It's not the point, not it. Oh.
Sure, these other people want to though, without your screaming child when he's getting whipped and it's crazy. Oh, here we go. Party shots. Is it party? No, party. Party.
Oh, Pat. The one that I was with, the Chris Rea one.
Yeah.
Parting shots.
Parting shots is a horrible movie to see with your family during Christmas. Wow. I forgot another sequel off the list. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2. Cousin Eddie's Island Vacation, to give it its full title, is a terrible movie.
Shocking?
It was only on DVD release. It was terrible. Martin, I got so bored in a film I ordered a pizza from Pizza to be delivered to the screen to see if it happens. It did. Pizza wasn't any good either. Well, you can get a pizza now, can't you? Every man, you can sit there and chomp a pizza while people are trying to watch a movie.
I went to the Everyman Cinema to see Mad Max Fury Road and had a pizza, and I was so engrossed in the movie I didn't finish my pizza.
I thought you were going to sit with all down your face. I love that film. Like Pizza the Hut out of Spaceballs. You're delicious. Right, so what are we doing now? We've done that section. That was top 10 worst films ever. So should we move on to something else? What we got? We got movie plot holes I've got for us as well tonight.
I'm excited about this.
We'll see what we've got. I think I made some notes somewhere. I hope I did, else it's going to be a short section. Just be like, movie plot holes, bye. Get rid of them banners again, also cover the artwork. Mad Max Fury Road, love that movie.
Oh my God, Martin, I'm going to talk about it later if I've got time.
We've got time.
Amazing.
We've got time. Right, plot hole. So, first one, Lord of the Rings. So this is one that everybody knows about. So again, this is open for everybody to comment away if you think of any more things wrong with it as well. But the owls at the end of the last film, where they come and pick them up, and everybody went, why didn't they just fly him to Mount Doom in the first place, and they could have thrown ringing and it's done? I mean,
bit cool of Gandalf, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, I mean, is there any explanation we could think of for that? I guess this is what we're trying to do: explain why that's okay.
That we made them walk thousands of miles
for 3 films.
Walking.
More love for Mad Max Fury
Road because it's great. I'm under it. It just seems a bit mean, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there must be a reason.
The Eagles came and saved Gandalf from the top of that bloody tower, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
They off the top of the tower. Why couldn't they take them? And I mean, if the Eagles don't want to fly over Mordor while Sauron was still around, they could have dropped him off at the bloody edge.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, they would have had to deal with bloody Gollum. Oh.
Or even in first film, they could have gone, I'll tell you what, we'll take you down here. We'll drop you at the bottom of Brandy Brook or whatever it was called. What was it called? Bag End. What was the pub called? Brandy Lane. I don't bloody know.
Brandy. Oh no, that's going to bug me.
Brandy, isn't there? Brandy Brook Bridge.
Isn't that the crossing where the thing and Arwen comes?
Maybe I just want to Brandy. Is there any Lord of the Rings fans in the comments? Because we've got no idea what any of this stuff's called. Hitchhiking Hobbits. If we were talking about Harry Potter, you'd be straight on there, wouldn't you? But you'd be like, I know this. And I'd be like, I don't. But, okay. We'll keep going then.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful movie, though.
Other than the owls and the 20 endings. But after watching the Beatles thing, I was kind of thinking, is this going to end as well? It's like Peter Jackson loves his endings, doesn't he?
He does,
yeah. Right, next one. Okay, so I read about these online. I was looking for different plot holes, and I found this one, which I'd never even heard of before, this plot hole. Are you ready for this? Back to the Future Part 3, right? Here we go. So, let me get this in my head. Right, they start off, don't they, in 1955.
Yeah.
And he goes back to 1885, right, in the DeLorean, with the DeLorean that he got from the mine that the doc... No. Hang on. The doc leaves him... Does he leave him a DeLorean? Yeah, he does, right. Because at the end of Back to the Future 2, he gets struck by lightning and gets sent back to 1885. Then Doc leaves that DeLorean for him to find him Back to the Future 3 so he can get back home, but he decides to go save the Doc. Now, here we go. The DeLorean that he leaves Marty to go back, right, is fueled. It's fine. He's got gas in it from when it were around. No, maybe he ain't got gas. I don't bloody know. Anyway, what I'm going to say is there's a fully functioning DeLorean in the Old West that Doc leaves for him, right? So when Marty goes back to see him, that DeLorean will still exist in that timeline. So there's 2 DeLoreans in the timeline.
Oh.
But they only used the one that Marty went back in, but that other one would still be there. This is what the plot hole said, but then now I'm thinking, would it have been fueled? They said in the plot thing, they said it'd be fueled up, and you're like, hang on a minute though, it won't be fueled. I don't fucking know. Maybe I've messed this one up. We'll cut this bit out. We can't slide. I don't know. I'm just getting confused now. But do you know what I mean? There'll be 2 DeLoreans there, definitely.
There'd definitely be 2 if he'd left one, and then.
But do they do that thing where you mess up if you start interfering with that DeLorean that's in the cave for him to collect later?
Then would it mess up a timeline?
To not come back. Yeah, it's a paradox in it, that. Yeah, all right. That's fine, then let's get rid of that. That's fine.
We all know what happened when he fell in love with him.
Yeah, we do. He went for it, didn't he?
Yeah.
The dirty devil. What was that? Back to the Future. I've got some notes. I've got notes. It says Back to the Future 3, fueled up DeLorean. I mean, how more eloquent could I have been saying that, Big Timo, you know?
I mean, I got every word.
Try and keep up. Eagles were on strike. Didn't get sorted till the union got over. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe the Eagles were like Switzerland.
Yeah, they weren't around. Maybe they were like,
Maybe they were like, we won't get involved until Sauron dies, then we'll think about it.
Wasn't that the one that got killed in Moria? Can't remember. Don't know. We don't know either. He's put Martin's right, yeah. Supposed to put the DeLorean in the mine other than not paradox. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Ignore me with that one. Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness for all the time travel madness. True. Then we can have all this stuff. Yeah. All this stuff. Let's keep going then. I'll see if I can mess up some more plots. Shawshank Redemption. Right, this one. So
Classic.
We know, no spoilers here. Everybody's seen this movie now. Great film. Right, so after he's gone in his tunnel, how does he reattach the poster to the wall?
Yeah, I've heard this before.
Yeah.
Like, how does he get the poster back on the wall?
Because it's like, it's literally, back down in it, and you won't be able to if you were in the tunnel.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because at least one corner would be falling off.
Yeah, some of the
Even if he did manage to get the other one on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. That's a really good point.
Can't explain that one.
No.
Come on, Martin, explain that one.
I can't explain that one.
No, so that's a good one.
That's a pretty big one, that, isn't it? Yeah.
There was we'll move on a bit. This one, Edward Scissorhands. Somebody put this one up. It says, how did he get all the big blocks of ice into his castle? When he's doing all ice sculptures in attic. I mean, the guy's got scissor hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he get them delivered? And they went,
Can I make a controversial statement here and say that I wasn't all that bothered about Edward Scissorhands or Caine?
You're not?
No, we're all right.
It's fair enough. Did you not find it magical?
No.
Sellotape? What is that for? Oh, for the poster one, yeah.
Yeah.
I should read this. I've still got the image up, shouldn't I? Good sellotape for Edward Scissorhands. What? So yeah, it's like doing his ice sculpting in attic, and there's like How did you get your ice so big? Unless there were no Amazon back then.
No, couldn't get next day delivered Prime.
Ice blocks on Prime. Yeah. Remaking Back to the Future. I mean, play the car. I'd watch it. Danny DeVito playing Einstein.
Oh yeah.
But you can talk to Doc. No?
Yeah, I'd watch that.
I don't know. Hey Doc, and you're like, shut up, Einstein, get it calm. I'm gonna send it away with you, see if it works. Yeah, how bad is it sending that dog away to see if it works?
I know, right? Like sending the dog in space, innit? Come on now. Yeah. Poor thing.
Next one is a good one. Independence Day. Seen it?
Yep, I've seen it. Enjoyed it.
So the plot hole in this is how the hell do they plug into an alien ship with a Mac to upload the virus at the end? And even when I watched this at the cinema, which, oh my God, I've seen this movie because we worked at the cinema about 36 times, I think, just because we had to stay in there and watch it. And I went to the preview one as well, the preview show. Like, oh, you knew it word for word, this film at the time. We were like, David. Remember that guy? What was his name? David, the aliens are coming. I thought it was his name. He's got a great voice. And Jeff Goldblum. I mean, good cast. Come on.
Yeah, come on, Jeff. I mean, everybody loves Jeff Goldblum.
Loves a bit of Jeff, don't they? But yeah, they plug into the alien ship, don't they? When they're in there, they plug into like the thing and download the virus, and it destroys everything. Like, you can't even get Windows working. My computer went down earlier. I was like, and all it was, I took the memory card out and put it back in. It worked,
And every 2 minutes, you're having to update bloody Chrome. Or
I mean, that would have been funny, wouldn't it, if they'd have gone in and it had said update required on Alien's machine. Like, shit. And it's like...
I've got a hotspot to my phone.
Yeah. And that would be before, like, Wi-Fi and stuff as well. It's not like... Yeah, anyway. Not that Wi-Fi helps it. Do you know, I've never seen the sequel, actually, to Independence Day. Have you?
No. I don't think
I've never bothered.
I
didn't bother. Jeff was in it, though, was he? And was Will Smith?
I mean, Jeff, as much as I love him, he loves the sequel.
He does love a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old Jeff. Should be more stuff. Good old Jeff.
Yeah.
Come on, Jeff. Come on. I don't think we've got any special guests. Jeff up here. We've not got. I don't think I can get him. He's not there. He's not there. Hey, Spidey fans! Not you, Stan. Come on, leave it. Next one, Superman. So, end of the film. This leads into something we're talking about later, actually. So maybe I should wait with this. I'm going to wait with that one.
Ooh, all right.
I'm going to wait with that one till later because it does lead into something else. ID 42 wasn't that bad. Okay, might give it a go. Actually, I've not seen it. Maybe I will. Give it a go, Martin, just for you. And then if it's bad, I'll come back and say. Right, so Santa Claus. This was flagged up as plot holes. So this goes for a few Christmas movies. So in this film, they don't believe in Santa Claus, are these characters? So Tim Allen's like, I don't believe in Santa Claus. Then when he gets doing the thing, he's giving presents out to all the families and that. And you think, so in that world, nobody believes in Santa Claus, right?
Right.
So how do they account for all these presents just turning up then at their houses? I thought this was quite a good point. You're like, why would nobody question a weird present in your house then? Why would anybody like, what the fuck? Where has this come from?
Why would nobody call them the bomb squad?
Yeah, and you could say that about all these kind of Christmas films then, couldn't you?
That is Elf, things like that. That's a really good point.
I mean, maybe you could, but the fact is with this one, this is why they pointed it out on the little list they had, was the fact is it's set up that he does not believe in it. And he says about, I'm going to get this, your mum's going to get you this and all that kind of thing. So then when you find it's real, it kind of messes with the reality of the film, if you get what I mean. Whereas Elf, you could say, well, Santa Claus could be real in that and people know he exists, even though it's not set up like that, but they never actually say it. But in that one, they do.
Well, I never.
You know what I mean?
Santa's not bringing them any presents at all.
No.
And they don't deserve any.
Yeah. So there you go. It's not that big a deal, I guess, but we're just interesting.
It is
Martin, it's just Jeff Goldblum brings Spiner and Bullman back. Oh, okay, all right. I'll give it a go.
Isn't Bill Pullman hasn't he gone mad in it or something?
Oh, in the second one, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I have seen it. I have seen it. Brent Spinner is pretty good in it, actually. And yeah, Bill Pullman has like lost his mind.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Because he was the president, was he, in the first?
He was president in the first one, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I remember it now. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Worth a go.
Here's one for you then. We're nearly at the end of these ones. Toy Story. So why does Buzz at the start says he's not a toy and all that, doesn't he? And he's like, I'm a space ranger and all that. So how come when Andy comes in, he freezes like the other toys?
That's a really good point. I've read that one before as well. Yeah. So yeah.
I went through a few lists and just found out the ones where I thought, oh, that's interesting. But I just thought.
Somebody told me a really gruesome thing as well. Like a couple of weeks ago, it was Halloween, and they said if one of those toys died, the kids would just keep playing with it because they wouldn't know it was dead.
Like his dead body.
Yeah, but all the other toys would know it was dead.
Oh, wow. How sick is that? And the funny thing is, if it's like, make it like if, I don't know, if like, I'm trying to think what, like if you got the dog riding something, or somebody riding, what's the horse called? Bullseye. If you're riding Bullseye, but like it's a dead cowboy on your back. That's grim. There's a few things about Toy Story. There's a few rumours about what things mean and that, and all these Pixar stuff like the linked and things. But yeah, we'll have to try and do that on the show. See what's kicking out.
It is actually really good to look at all the Easter eggs for like that go all the way through the Pixar movies. It's really interesting. Yeah. Learned quite a lot about it when I worked at the Disney store about different things.
Yes. You're a Disney insider. Forget.
Yeah, so worth doing a little chat about that maybe on another show. But yeah.
You were a cast member. You weren't an employee. Cast member at the Disney store.
Yeah, until I defected to Lush.
Disney's in a bit of controversy at the moment because they're charging people to queue jump. I think at the parks in America, they're like, people are like, for that, I'm not paying an extra 20
money. Come on.
Yeah, it's because of all those clever decisions they've made about films.
Yeah.
Sequels, horror version, yeah.
It would, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it would. I'd like to see that. I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you?
Say a lot of stuff. Last one then. Here we go. Gremlins. So the rules in Gremlins, where you've got feed them after midnight.
Yeah.
Like,
keep them dry.
Keep them dry, and don't expose them to sunlight. But I mean, in Gremlins 2, there is a scene where Gizmo walks outside the shop in the blazing hot sun, and he doesn't fry. So they can't even get it right in their own film. In start Gremlins 2, Mr. Wing, I think he's called, his owner. His place gets demolished because he dies. And Gizmo runs outside and he runs in and it's like daylight and he's running about. And you're like, what?
What?
Yeah. So they can't even...
No.
I know. I mean, maybe you go, it's overcast that day, but, it wasn't. It's like, what I mean? But the thing's always been, what if they have a bit of food stuck in the tooth and it goes past midnight and then they swallow the food? It's always a different time in different places. Does it go by where you are? All that stuff. And then what kind of water does it have to be? Can it be sweat? If somebody sweats and a bit of sweat goes on, how much, all that business.
Yeah, it's true though.
So it's still a great film. They're still great films.
And they do suggest that they're not from America, like the Gremlins aren't from America, don't they? So do they mean don't feed them past the midnight time zone of where they come from?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
China.
Yeah.
China. Oh, sorry, I should have put the picture up for that.
Go on.
Can't find it. China. Yeah, from China, Gremlins, I think. But there's a new Gremlins series, isn't there, coming on Netflix or something?
I do love the films. I think they are
fabulous. They are great, yeah. Just a little plot thing, but that's fine. So that's it for the plot points.
I enjoyed that.
Good. I'm glad you did, because if you didn't, I'd have gone, oh, sorry. Toy Story the Death Tales. Yeah. Yeah. If you get a gremlin and you feed it after midnight, I'll get water on it to John Travolta. Oh my God. Can't do Travolta's voice, can I? Oh my God. No.
I don't think you're allowed. I think a Scientologist comes and arrests you if you do that.
Knock at the door. What happens when the clocks go back?
Exactly, Martin. Exactly.
These are good questions.
That's a gremlin.
Good questions. So we can move on now, I think, if that's the comments there. What have you got for us? And you've got a little bit of something to talk about for us.
Yeah, so like when we were thinking about what we might want to talk about tonight, and we were talking about, I was sort of thinking in my head, and one of the things that I'm thinking in my head, where else am I going to think? In my feet. So I was like, I'd read an article about about time travel in movies and how different movies have different sort of versions of how you can time travel, and sort of what they thought the future was going to be like.
Right.
Even though there was made, so take something like, let's say, like A Clockwork Orange, right? It was made like Stanley Kubrick, obviously, absolute classic, made years and years and years ago, but set in like this dystopian future.
Yeah.
Where we're sort of almost expected to be transported into what it's going to be like. But I think it's really interesting when you look at a lot of movies that are set in the future that actually almost all of them are dystopian. So they're almost all like a horrible version of the future. And so I picked 5 like dystopian futures that I thought would be nice to have a quick chat about.
Yeah, go for it. And we're going to do, after this, we're going to have a bit of a section on time travel films that way anyway. So it'll lead nicely into that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, sort of, they can like, I suppose they could be both, because like the first one I was thinking about was Blade Runner. So when you think about, if you could get trapped in any Harrison Ford movie, right, it wouldn't be Blade Runner, would it? Let's be honest. No. And
no, it'd be, I don't know. I don't know, actually.
You're a big fan.
It depends. I don't know. I don't know. Which one would it be? Is that the question? This is a side question. Well, it depends what you're doing there. Is it just me? It's
like you get to be like,
Can you be a character, or do you have to just stand there as yourself while he's doing all good stuff?
I reckon like you just appear in you're just there suddenly, and which movie would it be?
Can you hang on a minute then? This is a big question, because if you're there in that universe, can you like get kitted out for yourself? You know what I mean? Are you allowed to? So if you got a Star Wars, one at Star Wars, you can go, I'll get a blaster and I'll go around having a bit of fun, or a lightsaber or something. All right, Star Wars.
Would it be Star Wars?
Well, you won't go Indiana Jones, because if you copied off him and went, I'm going to put a jacket and a hat on, he'd be like, hey, it's my bloody gimmick. What are you doing? And also, you probably get shot by, bad guys.
By Nazis. And he's already got like sidekicks, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's taken.
Whereas Star Wars, you go in and go, oh yeah, he's doing a good job, and then you could steal Millennium Falcon and bugger off. I'll have a go with this. I've seen how they use it. Here we go. Boom. I'm off. Okay. Interesting. Right, sorry, go on.
No, you're all right.
It threw me that. I was like, I've got to answer this right now. Well,
Yeah, I felt like I needed to know. So Blade Runner, when you look at that version of the future, so it reminds me a little bit of, we've talked about this on my very first ever Geek show, because I was saying how much I enjoyed it. I don't know if anyone who's seen the Cloud Atlas movie, like a very similar, horrible, far future like that one is, which is everyone's oppressed, it's very dangerous, it's dark, it's dirty, there are robots, nobody wants to be a part of that. So you can look at things like that, and like The Running Man, my god, I love The Running Man. Completely different to the book, which is, well, the short story, which I would like to point out is fantastic. But sort of looking at how they look at, like, if you traveled to that time, what that would be like, and what that version of the future would look like. Then when you look at something like 12 Monkeys, which is completely different, and you look at Mad Max Fury Road, which is completely different. But the one thing that almost all time travel movies or movies set in the future seem to have in common is that everybody just dies, and it's all dystopian, and most people have died in a horrible nuclear war. I mean, or they're horribly oppressed by a horrible government. And I just thought it was a really interesting concept. Yeah.
But a lot of people go for it, don't they? A lot of people like that stuff. And what do you think? I mean, do you think that's the way the world's heading? Do you think that's,
Well, you look at something like Mad Max Fury Road, and I'd love, like, out of all like Blade Runner, 12 Monkeys, Running Man, Clockwork Orange, they all have when they were made, they were all making a little bit of a comment, I think, on
Yeah.
where, like, on what was happening currently, because they say that when 1984 was written, for instance, like, it wasn't about what the future could be, it was about what the writer was observing right then. Same with The Handmaid's Tale. But yeah, Mad Max Fury Road, just to give you an example, I think that's probably the most likely scenario. Have you seen Mad Max Fury Road, Chris?
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
Absolutely, in my opinion, one of the best action movies in the last 10 years. Don't even have to think about it. I think it's absolutely superb. And what did you think? I'd like to get your interesting opinion on the argument about the Charlize Theron, like the Mad Max Fury Road.
The fact that he didn't really say anything. I mean, that's kind of Tom Hardy's thing, not to say much and have a mask on. So I wasn't really surprised. But no, I think it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it was interesting. I wasn't that big a fan of the film. I thought it was okay when I watched it, but I wasn't. Yeah, I thought it was a lot of sand.
You couldn't have taken your
You know me, I prefer aqua. I prefer water.
You're
in the
more
films.
Waterworld than Mad Max.
Waterworld. Oh, now there's a movie.
That's another dystopian future we could be heading towards.
You're right. It is. There's also, I watched one recently, the Tom Hanks one. What's that called? That Finch thing. It's only on Apple TV. That's a dystopian future. It's about him and he's living with a dog and a robot. It's good. Yeah, it was good. Check out Finch. It's called Finch. Yeah, he's the only person in it as well. Only about him. It's not really. Actually, it's not. I was going to say another Tom Hanks film where he's on his own, he's cast away, but it's not. He gets lost. Bless him.
Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson. But yeah, the Mad Max, I enjoyed it. But yeah, I don't, because I'd watched the old Mad Max films though. I kind of thought it was going to be a bit more like that. I don't know why.
And I think that's where a lot of the controversy stemmed from as well, isn't it? I'm interested to see what people say in the comments, because I think people were expecting it to be more.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people saying it was called Mad Max, but it wasn't really about Max.
Maybe it was a bit misleading. Maybe they should have called it something else, really. Just call it, Mad Theron. Or just call it a different title that wasn't. Oh, they want to sell it because it's Mad Max, so that's the thing, don't they?
I did read
Mad Max and Friends. What about that?
I'm sure I read somewhere about the editor of this, Mad Max and Friends.
Imagine if it came out, it would call that sitcom.
It might be set in like the equivalent of Central Perk, like Friends.
This week on Mad Max and Friends, comes in just desert, just like this, like ruined coffee shop in a desert. Whoa! It's really coming down out there. What, the sand? Yeah, we got a storm brewing. Canned laughter. I don't know.
So apparently, it was when the movie was made. The editor was the director's wife.
And
she got an Oscar nominated for it, but apparently he'd like asked her to do it because she wasn't like a film editor, and she hadn't or she hadn't edited like an action film, and he was worried that if an action film somebody with an action film editor head came to it, that they would just make it like commercial. So he asked his wife to do it, and she'd never done one before, and she was like, yeah, all right then, I'll give it a go. And then
you were going to say, and she said no. Will you do this? You've never done one before. No, why would I? Could we get somebody else? You're Mad Max.
But yeah, she did it for him, and then it got like an Oscar nomination and was awarded for being brilliant. But yeah, took a bit of a risk there.
Good.
Yeah.
We've got hang on, here we go. WALL-E. Yeah.
WALL-E's great. Yeah.
Good film.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that.
Absolutely. It's so beautifully made and who needs dialogue?
And again, I think it's a kind of a comment on society and where it's going as well, isn't it? And because it's a Pixar film as well, Disney Pixar. It's quite a bold one, that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was brave of them, yeah, because isn't it the first something like 30 or 45 minutes or something there's not a single word spoken, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. What else we got?
Yeah,
You,
that.
Nat, should look up. Oh, Wasteland. It's a lap thing.
Ah. I've heard of this Wastelands. I've heard of this I didn't know anything about it, but I've seen people like in costume and things. Yeah.
What? So you go out in the desert for 4 days in America?
Yeah, and there are specific characters, I believe, and it has got a bit of a Mad Max like Fury Road feel to it. Yeah.
And do you fight to the death?
10 go in, 1 comes out.
Yeah. New reality show. Should do that with some of these reality shows, if you ask me.
Oh,
that's just my opinion.
Well, I just want to throw it out there, but that's what happens in Running Man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm amazed they've not made a new version of that yet.
Me too.
I was thinking they had, but it wasn't. It was Total Recall, wasn't it? I was thinking that they did an Arnie film, but it was that.
Yeah. And actually, they could make a remake of Running Man because the film with Arnie in is so different to the novella that they could make it without upsetting anybody because it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that just like the Long Walk novella. They're like in the same book, and they're both set in a future where game shows are just people trying not to die for loads and loads of money.
I mean, Martin's Love Island Fury Road. Yeah, it's going that way.
Only if Tina Turner hosts it though.
And comes out and sings at start.
Yeah.
Don't know what she sing. Simply the Best. Why would she sing that?
What
were the Mad Max thing she did? What was it?
For the Hero.
Oh yeah. That's it. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Any more on the dystopian future?
No, I just wanted to sort of touch on that, and I thought I think it's quite interesting that
it is.
It tends to be a comment on modern times, and I'm just wondering at what point we're all allowed to start dressing like Mad Max Fury Road.
Whenever you want. Start putting like some paint and, I mean, there were them people who were, one of them, that guy who stormed the Capitol building, he looked like from the set of Mad Max, didn't he?
He did.
That guy, can't remember his name, but don't matter.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, Donald Trump, all right. Hey, Spidey fans! I said a few of my comic books in dystopian futures. They were great.
Which ones?
Don't tell you. He don't give you the information. He never tells you the information you want. Stan. All right. So what we got? So we're going to talk about time travel movies now, aren't we? For a bit.
Yeah.
So let's do it. Let me get rid of that.
What have you got, mate?
So I've got a few. I've got some poster images. Let's put them up. So we're just going to have a general chat and people in comments, obviously, kick in. What we're going to do here? We're just going to talk about what we think. I mean, first film, Back to the Future, time travel, obviously. I mean, what do you think about the time travel? Originally, they were going to be a fridge, wasn't it? The time travel machine. And then they went, kids are going to shut themselves in fridges. We can't do that.
Yeah.
And then they said, let's make it into a car. And away you go.
Yeah.
But great film.
Do you know what's crazy to me is they started filming it with a completely different actor.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And then had to refilm half of it again.
Yeah.
Madness.
I mean, we want to see that footage. There's been a bit released. Eric Stoltz on it. But, yeah, we need to see that footage at some point. And, yeah, the film loads of it.
Yeah. Because then when Michael J. Fox got it, poor guy was having to work on his sitcom through the day and then Back to the Future at night, wasn't he, to try and get it done?
Yeah.
Before
Family Ties, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Family Ties.
Yeah.
Like that is just incredible. I don't know how he got through it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I like the best thing about the Back to the Future films. I like the fact that they go back into the first film in the second one. Because it would have been so easy for them to go, let's just send them somewhere else and make it a bit easy for themselves. But the fact they did that in the second film, it's so clever, I think, and a really good idea, to come up with that and go, why don't we do it? And especially when they didn't have the actor playing George McFly, Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
They had to work around that as well. So it works so well. I mean, we know, we never want these remade, do we, or anything? Oh, you can do, but don't touch these.
I don't think they should touch Back to the Future ever. No. It's like an unwritten rule.
I think they should. I think they could make it into a good TV show. I said this on one of the shows, but don't go anywhere near trying to make it as a continuation, with Christopher Lloyd or anything in it.
No.
Just do it as its own thing if you're gonna. But we've always got these. I mean,
leave it alone. I think it must be so hard though when you're trying to think about like time travel, working out a time travel movie. Because something like 12 Monkeys, for instance, I think that's Bruce Willis. That's a pretty good Bruce Willis movie, actually. Coming back to it, and Brad Pitt, and sort of it starts where it ends, and then there's that big spoiler alert. I hope I don't spoil this for anyone. If anyone's not seen 12 Monkeys, I apologise. But it turns out
a while.
Hasn't it? Turns out that he's actually watching himself get shot, and it's all quite cyclical, and they never stop the person. And it turns out they never can stop the person because Bruce Willis is stuck in this like time loop.
Yeah.
Just like stuff like that. Even writing that must give you a headache.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's what some of these things, they trip themselves up a little bit, don't they? But this is such a good film, good script and everything. We've got a few comments as well. So there's
amazing. That must have been awesome.
Oh my God.
Gel.
Oh, hang on. Universal Studios. So when was that? I wonder. Do you mean when they were filming it?
Oh, Amanda, tell us more.
Tell us about that. Yeah, that'd be great. Gary, if you both had a time machine, where would you go and why? Oh, Gary, you won your questions. This is good. Where would you go, Gary? You answer it as well. And what would you do in the...
yeah, tell us.
So Amanda said 1992, so they're probably filming the... Maybe they're filming the second one then, were they? Second and third, they filmed them back to back. I don't know.
That's very cool, Amanda. I'm very jealous.
So you'll have seen the clock tower and everything. Wow. What's this?
Save the clock tower.
Quantum Leap set as well. Oh my God.
Leap. Oh, love Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap was amazing. Oh my God.
The E.T. ride as well. God.
E.T. ride, lovely. Right, so let's deal with Gary. Let's deal with this. So where would you go? Answer in the comments as well. Where would you go if you had a time machine? Where would you go?
Oh, this is really hard choice.
Part of me would want to go into the future and see if we didn't obliterate ourselves. But what if you went and they were not there and you couldn't get back? You're like, oh shit. I'm trying. Right. Okay. I know what I'd do. I would go back in time. Here's a fan thing for you. A fan answer. I would go back to the night the Blues Brothers were playing at the Universal Amphitheatre, and they were opening for Steve Martin's stand-up act. I'd go watch that gig. There you go. The perfect gig. Nice. That's what I'd want to see. That's my answer for you, Gary. That's my answer.
Nice.
Forget you going back getting lottery numbers and all that. We'll answer like that. We won't give you a easy answer. That'd be mine. Yeah, I'd do that.
I think I would want to go back and see Robin Williams do a live stand-up gig.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah. It's good. I mean, it's a little bit like mine. No, I mean, set out for you,
Don't be a knob in that. Like, get your own time travel idea.
Pick your own idea. What if you had to pick your own idea? What would you do?
Are we allowed to take? Can we take anything back with us? Can I take a camera?
What? I'm gonna go back and kill Hitler. No, that's that paradox. You don't know if that's gonna be worse or better. I don't know. Boom. Go on. What would you?
Very complicated.
So are you going back to shoot? Go on.
So, no, I would like to. I'm a huge This is a history geek in me. Huge fan of the Tudors. Particularly fascinated with Henry VIII and Elizabeth I. Yep. I would probably really want to go back and see what all the fuss was about with Anne Boleyn.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But you need. I'll give you an extra thing you can take with you: a protective shield bubble, so nobody can get to you because they would think you were a sorcerer or a witch or whatever. They'd be like, "You burner."
Yeah,
you need some. You right. Here's the thing: you can go back and be an observer, and it don't matter about, like Amanda said, Quantum Leap. You could go back and do an owl, so you're a hologram. There you go.
Or be like Scrooge and just be a shadow
Yeah.
in the past. That
Yeah.
I'd be quite happy to do that. But I just wanted to see whether the woman who Henry VIII ditched the Catholic Church for, I just want to know if she was worth it, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to know what she had. What was a je ne sais quoi?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Yeah. It's a good answer, that. I like it.
Thanks.
See, when I pushed you got it. Yeah, Quantum Leap again. Got such a good film, TV series, and sadly, Dean Stockwell died, didn't he, the other week?
Yeah, sad times. Yeah.
I wanted to say about it on the show, but Rich said no. I mean,
He's not here, mate. Do what you want. Take your pants off.
He didn't really. That's horrible. I would say he didn't like him or something. But no. I'd love to see where we are in 30 years in terms of things like technology and medicine, yeah. But also, I'd love to go back to the 50s, see what it was really like. Yeah. Yeah. Good.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I wonder what we would be like in 30 years. I wonder what we'll have got cures for.
Would you bring some medicine back for people?
Ooh. Oh, imagine.
This is opening up a lot of questions, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Would you'd be playing God, wouldn't you? You'd be like, I've got the cure. Exactly. What if you went and got the cure for cancer and went, taking this back? Boom.
That's, what damage would that do?
It's getting a bit deep. It's getting a bit deep, this.
Anyone who's read the Stephen King book about the Kennedy assassination and the man who a guy goes back in time and he ends up preventing President Kennedy from getting assassinated, but it changes time so much. It's horrendous.
It's interesting because there's a lot of events like that where you think, I wouldn't mind knowing what actually happened, So like the Kennedy, I mean, I watched a documentary about that the other day, actually, a new one that come out. Oliver Stone's still making them. Because I think they opened an archive again of loads of stuff to do with that, and they were on about it on the documentary, but they're still on about the magic bullets and all that stuff and how it's bullshit. But we don't know, do we? But Quantum Leap did an episode about that, didn't they, as well?
They did. Yeah.
Just trying to stay back on their geek thing. It's good, that one. What's this now? Hang on. Only for you and that. What's that mean? Love to see him.
Oh, I'd only bring back a cure for us. Oh, thanks, Gary.
Gary, give it to everybody, though. You know what I mean? It's nice.
Me first.
Everybody. Dean Stockwell. Oh, I know.
Sad times.
Sorry about bringing that up.
Flipped through time in body after body, I'd want Dean Stockwell looking after me.
Yeah, exactly. Did you hear the story about Steven Spielberg getting a phone call every day while filming Schindler's from Willis, which was usually about half an hour? Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
I think he watched Seinfeld as well to cheer himself up while filming it, didn't he? But yeah.
I'm not surprised. That must have been horrendous for every single person involved. Can't imagine.
Yeah. Time travel. Is there anybody else who's got comments on time traveling? Comments? Just leave what you do.
If you could pick a time travel film to be in, what would it be?
What, as an actor or a?
It's just you. If you could get thrown into a time travel
me again.
Film. Yeah.
Why are you doing this to me? You're throwing me into a film. I'm just stood there going, what? What am I doing? Are you gonna? I don't know. I need to know if I'm in it. No, it's weird.
Yeah, you can be in this one.
It's a weird question. That
you're an integral part of the plot. You're an integral part of the plot.
You'd want to be like Back to the Future, surely it'd be Back to the Future. It's like the perfect movie. Well, we have got some others, though. Let's go through some more. Flight of the Navigator. Have you seen this one?
Oh, I loved Flight of the Navigator. Yeah. I used to watch this on a loop with my brother when we were young. Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good film, wasn't it?
It was a good film.
In its day with the what do you call it? UFO thing. What was it? It was a UFO, wasn't it? But
compliant.
Yeah. And they had that little thing that's on his knee. That was a little creature, wasn't it? I don't know what it was called, but I remember when I was a kid, I wanted one of them. I was like, I want one of them creatures.
Really bad.
Because I'm an idiot. Thought they existed. Like, where can I get one of them? You're like, did you not watch any of the film at all about flying in a space? You're like, no, I want one, please.
It's literally the last of its kind, Chris. My God.
Yeah. Did you not even listen to the plot? Yeah. Like, no, I want one. I want that one, even though it's the last one. And I remember that thing on his other shoulder at his hat. I remember that bit.
Yeah.
Grabbed that and nearly took his head off. You like, Jesus. Peril.
Leave him alone, you little shit.
I always think that I've watched this film again, and it's got a real weird feel to it. It's not a happy-go-lucky film at all. It's like it's horrific when he goes back and he finds out his parents have aged, because that's what happens in it. He falls in a ditch, doesn't he? And I think he gets taken away, does he? And then he's brought back at that later on, and, years later.
And he gets to his house, and then his parents aren't there. And,
and then they come and they're all like, they've got that makeup on that's made them look aged, but it's really still them because it wasn't very good. They've whitened his hair up a bit and gone, there you go, you look 20 years older. But I think he were only 10 years older, and it's like they've made them look like 80 though. It's really odd. I think
they really overaged them.
Yeah, too much. Yeah, they probably look pretty similar, only a bit of greying. Anyway, but I mean, it's still classed as a time travel film, I guess, doesn't it? But he don't go. Does he go? He goes back in time at the end, doesn't he? As well, yeah. So he does.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he ends up taking it back. I've just been looking at what the animal was called. You really like. It's the Puckmaran.
All right.
It's called a Puckmaran.
Right, Puckmaran.
Yeah. His planet was destroyed by a comet, Chris. Just have a bit of respect. All right.
I mean, that's why I wanted to look after him, bless him.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
But it is a bit of a depressing film. You're right. Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman's voice, yeah. Paul Rubin.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Paul Rubin, yeah. Flight of the Navigator, yeah. Before he went into that Pee Wee's Big Herman, wasn't it? Pee Wee's Big Adventure and all that.
It was a bit dark movie. You're right. It was a bit dark.
And it's got Sarah Jessica Parker in it as well.
It has young Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah. Timeline. What's the movie I was talking about? Billy Connolly was cool. Timeline.
Timeline.
Not seen it.
I don't think I've seen that either.
Have to check that out, Martin, if it's good. Bit of Billy. Can't go wrong with Billy.
I'm going to put it on the list, Martin.
Hey, that's right. I've got Billy's book, I've got Billy Connolly's book. I'm not read it yet.
Oh, yeah, excited yet.
Yeah, here we go. More time travel. Austin Powers deals with time travel. But
I will always love this movie.
Yeah. I think the first one, if they get frozen, don't they, and unthawed, so that's not really time travel. But I think they go back in the second one, and he makes a joke, and the camera goes, "Oh, I've gone cross-eyed," and all that, trying to explain it. And he goes, "Don't worry about it," and Basil says it, doesn't he? Don't worry about that. Just enjoy yourselves.
Gets his mojo stolen. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Don't worry, baby.
Oh, they go back when he was frozen and take his mojo. And then in the future he wakes up and goes, "I've lost my mojo," and then
yeah. That's the one. Yeah.
And then I think
Dr. Evil speaks with Frau Fabius.
Yeah.
And that's how Scott was created, but we think he was artificially created in a lab. Yeah.
Good films like them. What we got here? Butterfly Effect was another good one.
Oh, I haven't seen that for ages. Yeah, that was a good one. That.
Timeline of Billy Connolly, Paul Walker, and Gerard Butler before he was an action hero.
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler is action man. The movie. Austin Powers, good films. I remember working at the cinema, we showed the original film the night before Princess Diana died, and there was a royal family joke in it, and we got an email sent saying you've got to cut out this section of the film.
Oh my gosh.
So there you go.
I had no idea.
Oh.
There you go.
I know. Oh. Another one. Again, this doesn't really class it. It's nobody travelling through time, as it were, but Groundhog Day.
Oh, I love... Yeah, but it's about being stuck in time, isn't it? Yeah.
What a film. Love it. I'm not a big fan of Andy McDowell either, but even I can watch this with her and it's fine.
She's not the best, is she? She's not.
Just never been, never been.
She's not a very good actress.
She's not done all wrong. You know what I mean?
She didn't punch your mum on all.
No. Didn't leave a pub without paying for. You know what I mean?
She didn't fill a car with petrol and drive off.
Yeah, it was fine. But Bill Murray in this, it's good. It's good. It's a good one, isn't it? It's the good one. I don't know what to say about some of these.
I don't think there's a part of this film I don't like.
No, I don't know what I'd change other than Andy McDowell. But
If you could change Andy McDowell,
Oh, I knew you were going to say that now I've said that. I don't know. I don't know who I'd put in it. I mean, you'd have to cast it at that time, wouldn't you, as well? So 1993, I think this came out.
Sigourney Weaver, she'd have been great. I mean,
yeah.
they were together. Sigourney Weaver would be great in that.
Get Weaver on the phone.
Yeah.
Get it in it.
It's Weaver, guys.
That'd have been a right reunion.
Oh, can you imagine?
Oh, my
yeah, that makes
God.
me happy.
That's good, that is a good shout.
Yeah.
That's a good
Get
shout.
a bit of Weaver.
We've got David Fulis. Is that his name? Fulis, is that how he said it?
Yeah, Fulis, yeah.
It was scientists traveling. One of the funniest films, well, not funny, but one of the films I saw him in was that Dragon Heart with Sean Connery doing voice of Dragon. Have you seen that?
Yes, I've seen that.
And he goes,
yeah.
Bowen. I can't remember the line. He says something about he says, Bowen, and then something else. Okay.
Do you know, and there's a very interesting looking program coming on. I think it starts this weekend called The Landscapers. It's David Fulis and Olivia Colman.
All right.
It looks flipping brilliant. It looks really good. Yeah. Yeah, highly recommend. The trailers look great and I've heard good things.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you literally can't go wrong with David Fulis and Olivia Colman. Like,
no. I mean,
can't go wrong.
I mean, top talent right there.
I mean, you go to the draw, you go to an audience.
You know what I mean? They do great together. Old Davy.
Liv. So let's call her Liv.
I always say Davy is gravy, and we have a laugh about that.
And Liv's not Div. We have a laugh about that too.
Yeah, Liv's not Div, yeah. Davy's gravy. Liv's not Div. What else we got? Let's have a look. There was a Bill Murray t-shirt at Newcastle Art Gallery on my wish list.
Ooh. I mean, Bill Murray.
Newcastle Art Gallery? Why was it in an art gallery? Do you mean?
It's art, Chris. You don't question
I've got an old, I don't know where it is, I'll show you on the show. I've got an old Bill Murray Second City VHS tape of him live doing comedy.
Shush now.
I know. I'll bring it on next week and bore Nath with that, and he'll go, why are you showing us this? And I'll go, it was on the show last week, and I'll go, I don't care. They don't care when I bring out my books and things. Army of Darkness, another fun time. Yeah.
Have I seen that one?
Yeah, you're right, Martin. I mean, we haven't got them all, but yeah, it's a good shout. Art Gallery Shop. All right, so t-shirt, Bill Murray t-shirt. Interesting. Who would you cast if you didn't have McDowell in it?
I'm thinking about, and then like back then it was people like your Kathleen Turners, your
93, wasn't it? So 1993, I think.
Yeah, that was roughly like Kathleen Turner time, wasn't it? So maybe she would have been a good shout. Although I don't think she should have been a right fit for the part.
No, maybe.
And who was it that was in Romancing the Stone with Michael Douglas?
It was Kathleen Turner.
Was it not Kathleen Turner then? Oh my God.
Danny DeVito. I mean, it was. So maybe Danny DeVito was Andy McDowell's part.
Gary, please make Groundhog Day with Danny DeVito in Andy McDowell's part. That would be amazing. What was her name? Oh my God.
What else has she been in? Give us a clue. What's she been in?
It's going to drive me. I'm just going to have to Google. I'm sure it wasn't her from Moonlighting. I'm sure it wasn't
Sybil Shepherd.
No, I don't know. I don't think it's her I'm thinking about. But she was in a movie a bit like Romancing the Stone or
Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom.
No, but Marion would be great. She would be a sassy.
Karen Allen. Well, they were in Scrooge together as well, so
I loved her in Scrooge.
Yeah, what a film.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, you know what? I take it back. I'll put Carol Allen in there.
I'm with you on the Karen Allen. I'd exchange Weaver for Allen.
Wow.
I bloody would.
I mean, let's be honest. That type of chemistry, we want to see that again and again, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, Allen's always good. She's always good. Starman. Seen Starman?
I have seen Starman. Yeah.
Great.
Marianne was my absolute all-time girl crush hero when I was growing up. I thought she was amazing.
Martin, good
Sandra
choice.
Bullock would be a good choice.
She would storm it. Would Sandy in that? I love calling them the real names. You know,
Sandy.
as we know them.
Sandy B.
as we know.
Yeah, she lets me go, Sandy B. She's in a good mood.
Sandy would clean up in that movie with Bill. Sandy and Bill together. I can see it. I mean, good choices. Good choices, that. Very good. I mean, Alan pips it, I think. Karen Allen. Love her in it. But Sandy, if she's not available, we'll get Sandy in. Good. It's like fantasy film.
Or Weaver, like any of them three.
Yeah. Weaver, good choice. Right, next one. Terminator movies. So the whole lot, really. I mean...
You know what? I am a huge fan of the first movie. Huge.
Yeah. Second one as well.
Yeah, second one was good.
Then they went crazy and went, what we're doing, and then they just.
And then you got Christian Bale involved, and I'm like, stop it now.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't perform open heart surgery in the future with no anesthesia. Do you know what I mean? Stop
while shouting at a lighting guy. Do you remember that famous thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, he lost.
We are done professionally. We are done.
Yeah, he was insane, wasn't he? I really enjoyed the first one. Nobody saw it coming. Like a completely not new concept, but a completely different, never been seen before. Arnold Schwarzenegger, perfect casting.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he gets ribbed a lot for his acting, but probably because he didn't need to act in this, because he was a soulless, emotionless robot. Like perfect casting. And I thought that Sarah Connor was amazing. I can't remember her name. It literally disappeared from my brain.
Linda Hamilton.
Thank you. Linda Hamilton was amazing. And her transformation during the movie, I just thought it was super, super clever. And I wouldn't have been upset if they'd have just left it at the first or the second one. I think they lost it when they started to try and build on this franchise. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah. And the time travel, obviously, in it. I mean, you always think it must be expensive to send people through time because they only ever send one back.
Yeah, but it sort of fits with the movie, doesn't it? Because they're in this future where the human race have got nothing and they're trying to stay alive. So, but I kind of like the way that they make time travel look really gritty and painful.
Sexy.
And naked. They're naked.
Yeah.
And you go close your boots on your motorcycle.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they've done this in any of the films. Do they have to go in with no clothes on to go back through time? Is that like the...
Surely they must do,
or do they like off them, as they're flying through time? Yeah.
Like that being Weird Science where that girl's clothes all go up the chimney.
That we've talked about on this show before, I think, or one of the other shows. Prequel, sequel, I think we'll talk about.
We did. Yeah.
We did Weird Science. Interesting.
The effects were groundbreaking, weren't they? When he was like mending his eye in his arm in the sink, loved it.
Yeah, and then you've got the sequel, obviously, with the computer graphics and the liquid metal thing. So good films, groundbreaking, really groundbreaking.
I think the actor who played John Connor's not done great since then, has he? I
don't think so. Whatever happened to the co-star? Oh, hang on, Sam Worthington or something. Oh, right. So that he was at the time. He was in Avatar, wasn't he, the lead guy? Sam Worthington, then he's just disappeared. Yeah, I wonder what happened. Yeah. Saying out there, Avatar. Yeah, a few movies at the time and disappeared. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he got an offer he couldn't refuse, like decorating. I don't know. Is he in Avatar too?
Well, apparently, he's still making movies. Apparently,
maybe waiting for his next big movie.
He seems to do a lot in Australia.
Right.
Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee. 5. 4. Right. Terminator. Let's move on then from Terminator.
Yeah. He'll be back.
We'll be. I love that, Annie. I love that one. I've lost the thing now. I've lost where we are. No, I've got it. Right, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I love Bill and Ted.
Again, I never think that this is a time traveling film. Of course it is. What am I on about? When I was getting these images earlier, I'm thinking, is it? And I'm like, yes, it is, you idiot. Like, literally going through time, picking up historical figures. Why would it not be a time travel movie? I mean,
exactly. Yeah, and it's a telephone box as well.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I mean, what more do you need in your life? I love every single Bill and Ted movie from the first one to the third one.
The third one was surprisingly good. It didn't have to be because it looked like you think this might be shit, but I genuinely enjoyed it, and I think it's just that the characters are nice characters. I like it.
Yeah.
It's like some of these characters in films. This might sound a bit stupid, but you like kind of hanging out in their world. You know what I mean?
No.
You're like, I enjoy your world. I'm going to hang out here for a couple of hours. And that's how I felt out about Ghostbusters. You know what I mean? I'm like, I enjoy being in this world with you. Just for a few hours, can we forget about what's going on outside?
Thank you for letting me in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you mean, but
you get it. You get it.
I get it.
You get it. Yeah. You get it.
They're just likable characters, aren't they? They're enjoyable. They're funny. And I think we've all had a bit of Bill and Ted. Oh, this is going to sound rude. We've all had a bit of Bill and Ted in us at one point or another, haven't we?
We have indeed. Yes, I think you're right. I think we all know a Bill and Ted.
Yeah, and we've all had a Bill and Ted moment.
Yeah,
but, you know, as long as we all remember to be excellent to each other, then
good.
You know what I mean?
Good that. Good.
You know what I mean?
Good that. It is. Some of these films come along though, and they are just kind of fun. You've got to just enjoy them. Just enjoy the ride. You know, that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. Get over it. Yeah. Yeah, don't have to have a heavy plot. Just, let them get on with it.
To be John Wick. I
get
don't
off
want
the
to see
cases.
Just put me in a telephone box and go to
Bill and Ted, not seen later. Yeah, watch it. It's as we just said. It's nice, light-hearted. You can enjoy it. Just enjoy yourself. Don't go in thinking it's going to be
worth it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris. I talked.
It's all right. Love Bill and Ted. Even so, third one. Oh. Come on, Martin.
I'm going to take umbrage with that comment.
That's not what we're saying, Martin. We're saying it's good fun and you can just have a laugh. Come on. But you're entitled to your opinion, as always.
But it's wrong.
It's wrong. Bill and Ted, even so. Well, the good thing about the Bill and Ted, I liked how they let the daughters sit. Oh, that's spoilers.
Amanda's not seen it, shop.
I didn't spoil it. I nearly did, but I stopped myself.
Yeah.
She knows that you must know the daughters are in it, but I won't tell you what happens. There we go. But watch it, before I ruin it for you. Better move on before I ruin it. Time Bandits next. Time Bandits. What do you think of this?
It's been a while since I've seen this, but I do love it dearly. And I mean, just look at the poster, for God's sake.
Yeah. I mean, classic Terry Gilliam and all this stuff. It's the only trouble. I think we did a prequel sequel about Time Bandits, and one of my issues with it was I wasn't the go to see Napoleon first. I think the film. Yeah, and I always, as a kid, I got a bit bored at that point.
Some bits of it's overly long in it.
And it was too. I wish they'd have gone somewhere else first and then gone to that bit. Like later on, you've got the Robin Hood stuff with John Cleese and all that, and and they're on the title. Yeah. They're little shorter sequences. You think, it's a shame they didn't kind of do that first to get us more engaged. I mean, the stuff with Sean Connery is funny though. The fact that he wrote the script and said somebody who looks like Sean Connery but is less expensive, and then they got Sean Connery to do it. That's brilliant. I love all that. In fact, I've got the old Time Bandits book game. Just knocked all that off on the floor. Hang on. I'll get you this. Wait a minute. I'm doing it.
This is going to be good. Here we are.
Screenplay. Can you see it? Time Bandits screenplay book. But the good thing about it, you get all Terry Gilliam's illustrations in it all.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
From the film as well, and his storyboards, and that's good.
I mean, the baddie in it as well. What a panto villain.
Yeah.
What a panto villain.
David Warner, I believe.
Yeah. That's a nice book, that, Chris.
Thanks. Them buggers wouldn't say it if they were on tonight. These guys. You know what I mean? Look at him.
He's never even seen a book. He's not opened a book in his life, him.
Exactly. Only a script book for the plays doing, I don't know.
Yeah.
Time Bandit. But I quite like it. It's again, dark ending. I don't think this is spoiling for anybody, but the parents blow up at the end of the movie.
Yeah, orphaned.
But they was shit, so to him, really.
Yeah.
And then it's suggested, kind of, I think he does he go off with Sean Connery then?
Sean Connery's one of the firemen.
Yeah.
And there's a thing.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a bit dark. But it was one of those movies when you were a kid you wish you could sort of fall into, because there was so, like Labyrinth, there was so much going on.
Oh yeah, Labyrinth. Yeah.
He was the Greek guy, and because he'd adopted him, and he was going to grow up, and he was going to like make him, and then the bloody time bandits nicked him again, didn't they?
Yeah, they turn up and they do that dance thing, don't they? And then they drop their thing like in a magic show, and he's gone. Might be excellent to each other.
Be excellent, yes, be excellent to each other.
Amanda's just laughing her head off. Right, what else we got? So time bandits, the time travel thing. They go through doors in that door. They're like, they're on the poster.
Yeah, they've got the map and they like find the door.
And that's actually a little bit like Quantum Leap. Before they did it, really, because you had the time door, didn't you, on Quantum Leap?
You did.
Yeah. What have we got next then? Right, okay. This is your department, really. So,
I mean,
let's talk about this. This was going to be in the plot holes section. I saved it for you because.
Tell me what the plot hole is.
So the time turner thing they've got, is it in this film? Is this the right film?
Hermione is given it
because
she wants to study more classes than she has physically got time for on her.
I mean, what an idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, why? This is what we were talking about earlier. If you could go anywhere and do it, what would you do? Go back and like study every book? It'd be like,
she literally does it so that she can do extra classes. So she will turn up at a class, do the class, time turn back to 2:00 and go back and do the other class because she wants to study more classes than she can fit on her timetable. So that's originally why she has the time turner, but nobody's allowed to know about it because it's so dangerous. And
is that the same as in the film and the book, why she does it?
Yeah. And Dumbledore trusts it to Hermione because she's literally the most responsible nerd who he knows won't abuse it or ruin any timelines or allow herself to be seen, basically.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Bit odd, but...
It is, but what I love about this book is, in my opinion, it's the best book because it's extremely complicated. It has 2 endings, one of which is a really upsetting ending and then like a redeemable ending in it, which is great. And Hermione punches Draco, which is fantastic. It's just very, very, very cleverly done. Like, I don't know how to put it in a brain.
The plot, they're saying, why the hell, if everybody can do this, why don't they go and change timelines all over? And you know what I mean?
Well, it's illegal.
If this exists in that world, though, surely there wouldn't just be one of them.
It's illegal. So time turners are illegal in the wizarding world. And so if the Ministry of Magic find out somebody's tried to create one, because it takes a very powerful magic to create it, if they found out you've tried to create one, then you are arrested and it's taken off you. So there are some examples of time turners, and they're just usually sort of in the Ministry of Magic. They can't be touched. Like, you're not allowed them. Dumbledore has one because it's Dumbledore. But if you watch, I think it's A Cursed Child, there's an illegal time turner used in A Cursed Child as well. But yeah, it's like crack. You know, if you have it, you get into a lot of trouble. They're so difficult to create. Like, a lot of wizards aren't powerful enough to make one. Yeah. Okay. So.
And when they do the time turning, what happens to the people? Because they go back, don't they, in the film?
They do. Yeah, and they can't let themselves be seen. So if you watch the film and read the book, Hermione basically takes Harry with her because Ron's really sick. I think. I hope I'm getting that right. So it's only Hermione, and when they visit Ron, they visit him in the hospital, and it's Dumbledore who suggests to Hermione that if she wants to save Buckbeak and essentially save everything that happens in the whole thing, that she used the time turner and 3 turns will do it. But her and Harry are not allowed to be seen, so they go back to the point before Buckbeak is executed. But if you watch it, they have to remain hidden. But what's really clever about the book and the film is at the beginning, there are bits where Hermione's like distracted because she thinks she sees something, or they hear a noise and they don't know what it is, and then it's them trying to stay hidden from themselves. So
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a paradox in itself, isn't it? Bloody, I mean, because you think, when did that start with them hiding and then hearing it? Because they're in their timeline where they're not doing. Oh my God! Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Right. Okay. Interesting. All right. So yeah, it can be explained then, kind of that. But yeah, time travel. I guess that's the only film to do that in, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think.
But what I think they were saying in the plot point thing was like, why, when everything goes bad in the other films, then do they not go, let's break out the time
Let me get
turner
the
and
time turner out.
can
That's
we
a good point.
can we
Yeah.
go back and like stop Voldemort murdering people?
Yeah,
They could
that's
go
a good
back
point.
and stop him straight away when he goes in to get Harry.
They could, yeah. Well, they could. I mean, by that argument, you could say that they could stop him from torturing Neville's parents into madness and like destroying the first Dumbledore's army. Like,
They
yeah.
could stop him cutting Rick Mail out of the film.
Oh my!
Have you heard about that?
Why?
Have you heard about it? Apparently the director wants to do an extended version of the first film and put them all back in the missing stuff.
Good. Get Peeves in. Integral part of the books.
Yeah, there you go.
And Rick Mail perfectly cast for that as well. Why on earth they would have cut him out, I will never understand.
I know. Well, we've got a couple more time travel. So, Superman the movie. Don't you remember the time travel at the end where he?
Yeah. Is that where he flies around? Yeah.
Bit odd. Flies around the Earth, rotates it backwards, and it sets back time.
Yeah. I mean, he is an alien, so he probably knows more about this stuff than we do.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, nobody's ever done it in real life, so maybe it would work. Nobody's ever flown around the Earth and spun it the other way.
So, maybe. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he does it all for love.
Yeah.
Aww. Maybe that's what Meatloaf's talking about when he says he'll do anything for love. He won't do that.
He won't fly around that. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. But I'd be very flattered if a man flew around the Earth so fast he spun it backwards to turn time for me and save my life. Yeah.
I mean, it's setting the bar quite high, though, isn't it, for like future events and dates and things. Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time when you flew around the Earth for me? Well, yeah, we're going to do washing up, but, you know.
Did you defrost the chicken? No. Can you remember?
He'd be out again flying around, Jesus Christ. Fly back down. I'm going to defrost the chicken. He could do it with his eyes.
He could, actually, yeah. Sure.
He'd be quite handy around the house when he's Superman.
I'm beginning to think this is why I'm single. I've set my standards impossibly high. All I want is a man who can reverse time and crush a piece of coal into a diamond for me. That's all I want.
I mean, it's a cheap date for him, isn't it, really? If he can just go grab a lump of coal and, he's done it. Yeah.
Microwave dinner with his eyes, lump of coal.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Blimey.
Yeah.
No wonder he's Superman.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Although they have recently in The Boys, Homelander has got the same power as Superman with his eyes and he's evil. So,
right.
You know.
Seeing The Boys is good. It's good.
Have you seen? I enjoyed it, yeah. It's very visceral. The word I use. But yeah.
I would use the word cheeky.
Are we talking Carry On cheeky?
It's a bit more than Carry On.
Williams in The Boys.
Oh, I'm not wearing this cape. Oh. Right, what have we got next? One more.
What is this?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Turtles in Time.
I mean, without a pizza says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they go back to ancient Japan and cowabunga dudes. They've got like that scepter thing in the middle there on the picture. That's what sends them back in time. I've seen it once. Can't remember anything about it.
I have never seen this movie. I'm going to be honest.
Nah. They lost it after the second one wasn't great. The first one was...
I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. Jim Henson Studios and all that, making costumes good. But, I think they'd lost it by this point. That's why they sent them through time. It's like when they met them... It's like when they make them TV movies in it and send them on holiday to Spain, like, are you being served? And that. They've run out of ideas.
Yeah.
They go, I know what we'll do. We'll send them to Spain. And like, great.
Yeah.
It'd be great. That'd be hilarious. Write the script then. Get off the plane. Amanda's laughing at you now.
Oh, thanks, Amanda.
Carry on, Superman. Carry on, Superman. Yeah.
Oh
no, Mrs. Love to see it. Is that the new one? Is that the new one? I've not seen the new ones.
I mean, some of them have fallen pretty low. We've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles doing adverts for Direct Line now, so
yeah, they need the work.
Not going too well for them, is it?
Yeah. Oh, RoboCop were on one of them, wasn't he, as well? Were he on
RoboCop,
that?
one of the Transformers.
God, I mean, hard times in it. The following on.
Coronavirus is
I'm going to do TV work. Martin's chipped in here. We got. Actually saw it at cinema. I didn't even know it was out. I thought it was straight to video. This saw it at cinema. Actually enjoyed it. It's good.
You do you, Martin?
We're not judge. We don't judge on this show, Martin. If you want to enjoy Turtles 3, Turtles in Time, you enjoy it, Martin.
And I haven't seen it, so I can't comment, Martin. I might enjoy it.
Have you seen a little film, Martin, called Loch Ness with Ted Danson?
Oh,
get yourself watching that if you can. You'll never find it. It's so rare to get hold of. Do you know what I mean? It's a good film.
It's your all-time favourite monster movie, right?
It's amazing. It's astonishing. Astonishing work. I sound like I'm being awful to it, but I genuinely like the film every time I talk about it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't think I can stress to this audience enough how obsessed Chris actually is with Loch Ness. Genuinely, to the point where he bought me and several of his friends a copy of it for Christmas to make us watch it.
That they never opened.
It's broken.
I know it was loose in the box, apparently.
Oh,
it's loose in the box, this.
That's
what happens when you throw it around. I'll get you a replacement copy. It's easily solved.
I mean, I do it. I'll watch it just to get to the end of it. I mean, I watched it now. We did it for prequel sequel, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, you did watch it. Yeah, so thank you for that. You did watch it. Well, I think that's the end of the time travel stuff. Have we got anything else we want to talk about before we wrap it up?
No, I think it's come to an end quite nicely, hasn't it?
It has. We haven't said anything stupid, but there's still time.
Time to get sued, Chris. Let's see how.
Still time. I mean, so we've held the fort tonight without Rich and Nath. So let's just put
Rich who? Nath who?
There he is.
There he is. Look. Where is it?
I mean, is that his headshot for his roles? Can't be.
I'm not sure. Surely not. This looks like a character in a.
It's like a Jim Carrey film. Smoking.
It's a very chiseled jaw there, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Anyway.
Looks like
bless him. Right then, so that is the end of the show. Should we wrap some stuff up? What should we tell people? Have you got anything you want to plug?
You know what? All I'm going to ask people is to check out the Discount Comedy Checkout. Like, there's a podcast if you're on Spotify or any streaming service, not just Spotify. It's very funny. Give it a go. Check out the Discount Comedy Checkout website because there's gigs happening all over at the moment. We're very busy. We'd love to see you. Amanda, it's already been.
Yeah, Amanda's been. One breaking news: Loch Ness I own on DVD. My family are from near the real Loch Ness. What, Martin?
Ooh, Martin, you're suddenly Chrissy's new friend.
I'm going to come and see you. Is Rich from Carrey? I don't know. We don't know. We'll ask him next time. Yeah. Sorry, keep going. Keep going. What are you saying?
You're all right. Now, just check out the Discount Comedy Checkout.
Yeah. And what about you? You're thinking about a YouTube channel, aren't you? I keep
thinking about a YouTube channel. Yeah.
And it's going to be real crime.
Yeah, but it's going to be based in like Yorkshire. Sorry, the dog's just climbed on the bed and he's a big lurcher. He's massive. It's going to be based in Yorkshire and it's going to be about mysteries and crime and unexplained spooky happenings in and around the Yorkshire area. Yeah. Hopefully going to start putting content together in January. So should see something by mid-January because I've got 2 whole weeks off after Christmas.
Cool. Right. Very good. Okay, so look out for that. It's lovely. So other than that, Discount Comedy Checkout, as Nat said, on Facebook and YouTube. We've got some videos on there. And if you're around, we've got gigs going on in December. We've got quite a lot coming up. Hopefully, if they don't get cancelled. Who knows? And I think we've got to wear masks now, aren't everybody, in shops and stuff after today. Delightful. But other than that, tomorrow night I've got Box Office Radio, 8 o'clock.
What is it about this time?
It's just a normal show this week, so movie music from everywhere, really. So if you want to check that out, it's on all your devices or at www.boxofficeradio.co.uk. Check that out. But yeah, it's a mixed bag of music tomorrow night. I believe there will be a little bit of maybe a couple of tracks from Team America World Police South Park. I did a little section about that. And then there will also be your usual music as well from other things. Lots of John Williams in there. So enjoy yourselves on that Box Office Radio tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Thank you very much. Other than that, thank you for tuning in tonight, everybody, for joining us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Thanks to Martin, Amanda. Who else we have tonight? We've had Gary. We've had Big T. They've all been in this evening. Thank you so much for coming in.
Gary, thank you, Gary.
We appreciate you. Tune in. Next time, Rich and Nath should be back full steam ahead with that. And obviously, Nat, you're welcome back on the show whenever you want to come back on. I think you're down for the Christmas one, aren't you? Anyway.
Oh,
I think you are.
I would love to. I'm very excited about that. Yes, please.
I think we'd already sorted that out. I thought we'd said,
No, but I'm all yours for Christmas. You know how much I love Christmas.
Exactly. We'll come on. It'll be all festive. That'll be in a few weeks. But regular shows until then. We're Rich and Nath back. But thanks for tuning in. And that's it. We'll see you again for another It's All Geek to Me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a lovely evening.